ICC Chief Prosecutor Fatou Bensouda's request for the postponement of President Uhuru Kenyatta's trial date was not influenced by political pressure. This is according to the spokesperson Fadi El Abdallah. It comes as Jubilee leaders call on the ICC to drop its case entirely against the president.
ICC Chief Prosecutor Fatou Bensouda invited the fury of the Human Rights Watch and the victims of the 2007 post-election violence when she applied for a 3-month adjournment of the trial date in the case against President Uhuru Kenyatta, which is expected to start on February 5th next year. The victims argue the ICC was their only hope for getting justice.
The Office of the Prosecutor will firmly continue to do all it can, without fear or favor, to realize justice for the victims of the 2007 post-election violence in Kenya.
In her application to the trial chamber, Bensouda said she could not sustain charges of crimes against humanity facing Uhuru after 2 key witnesses withdrew from the case. The 2, who are believed to be Mungiki insiders, were to give evidence on the alleged State House meeting where retaliatory attacks against perceived ODM supporters in Nakuru and Naivasha were planned. The evidence by the 2 witnesses is expected to have linked Uhuru to the Nakuru and Naivasha killings as an indirect co-perpetrator.
More recently, on the 4th of December 2013, a critical second witness in the case recounted his testimony regarding a crucial event in the prosecution's case. In the light of these recent developments, the office believes that the evidence does not now satisfy the high standard of proof required at trial.
The specter of President Uhuru sitting at The Hague to face trial saw the government engage in spirited campaigns to have the trial deferred for a year, an agenda that was pushed by the African Union during the meeting of the state parties to the Rome Statute in November. State parties amended the rules to allow for the president and his deputy to attend trials via video link. Questions are now being raised whether the prosecutor's request to postpone Uhuru's trial is as a result of political pressure.
The prosecutor's requests, as well as the judge's decisions, are taken independently of any political consideration.
A section of Jubilee politicians argue the Kenyan cases are politically motivated and to want them withdrawn.
In any law, you cannot take somebody to court if you have no evidence. Sasa kama hukuwa na ushahidi, hii kesi ya Uhuru Kenyatta ilikuwa wapi?
The prosecution's request to delay the trial has raised eyebrows, with some suspecting it could be a pointer that Bensouda is preparing the ground to drop the charges against President Uhuru. Uhuru's legal team has often argued the prosecution lacks evidence to pin Uhuru to the killings.
For now, the judge's decision on the request, as well as the future of this case, should not be the subject of any speculation.
The trial of Deputy President William Ruto and radio journalist Joshua Arap Sang will resume on January 13th, with Bensouda seeking permission to have more witnesses testify against Ruto.
The prosecutor's request to Trial Chamber 5B for postponement of the trial's date applies only to the Kenyatta case.
Judges Kuniko Ozaki, Robert Fremer and Chile Osuji are expected to make a decision whether to adjourn the case or not after listening to the argument from both the prosecution and President Uhuru Kenyatta's defense team. However, Kenyatta's defense team is expected to push for the dropping of the case altogether. Patrick Amimo, KTN, Nairobi.